Okay, first of all, for those of you that picked up the packet that has 9 through 12, the week 10 practice for Canvas quiz got shorter. Okay, it was too long. So this, I have them. You will need to compare your practice for Canvas quiz that's in the packet with the one that you see in the modules because I removed some problems. Okay, if you come here, I have them printed out, the new one. Nothing was added. I just removed some of the problems. Okay, you'll see the one in the packet has like, anyway, a lot. Oh, I already changed this. Anyway, the new one. Okay, anyway, the new one has 10 and the old one has more. Okay, anyway, let's get started. And that's all in the video. All right. Now, I have a little visual. I'm not really into visuals, but a little visual. We are going to cover two topics, expressions and equations. And you need to think about balance, okay? Balance in the universe. So anyway, okay, that's enough visual time. Okay. So number one, do we have an equation or an expression? We have an equal sign and we have two sides. That means we have an equation. Okay, now balance in the universe, right? In order to solve the equation, we're going to do things to both sides. So if we have an equation, we're going to do the same to the left as we do to the right. Okay, equation, balance in the universe, same to the left as we do to the right. So we are going to do something that I affectionately call fraction busters. We're going to take a complicated equation that has fractions and we're going to do fraction busters, and it's going to simplify it a little bit and bring it down to an equation with no fractions. Fraction busters. And then step 3, after we do the fraction busters, we're going to cancel. And then we're going to solve. Okay, so here we go. And then this may be taking up too much room. Okay, number 1. Now, I have an equation. So I want to do fraction busters. I need the least common denominator, and this has a denominator of 1. So I need a number, I need an expression that will cancel 6p, and I don't have to worry about the 1. So the least common denominator is not greatest common factor. Least common denominator is 6p. That is my fraction buster. Okay, least common denominator is 6p. So we're going to multiply everything on the left by 6p over 1. I'm going to say 6p over 1. And everything, so there's left, and everything on the right by 6p over 1. Okay, we found it's an equation. I'm going to do everything on the left. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a line down my equal sign because it's an equation. Okay, equation, left and right, fraction busters. The next step is what? cancel, right? Okay, do we see anything we can cancel? Okay, so over here, we can cancel. Let's use a nice different color. 6p on top, 6p on the bottom. 6p on top, 6p on the bottom. Okay, and let's bring it down. We have p minus 2 plus 1 is equal to what on the right-hand side? 6p. Okay, now I do not need those parentheses anymore because there's nothing to distribute. So I'm going to make them go away. Okay, so now notice we went from a complicated equation to an easy equation. So now we are just going to solve. Let's combine like terms. P minus 1 is equal to 6p. Yeah, because I had the -2 plus 1 is a -1. Okay, now we're going to isolate. So who is the most powerful term in this equation? Which p? Who's the most powerful? The 6p. You're awesome. The 6p is the most powerful term. This guy gets a crown. Royalty. So I'm going to do what? To both sides. Isolating the variable. All right. So we're going to subtract p because we can only have variables on one side. So we have -1 is equal to 5p divided by 5. P is equal to -1/5. Yeah, not too bad. Notice the thinking and the categorizing we're doing. Okay, so is this an equation or an expression? It's an equation. What we're going to do is same to the left as we do to the right. Fraction busters, cancel, and solve. Let's do it again. Oh, more complicated. Okay, before we start, 0 step, let's factor. Okay, what type of factoring are we going to do here? What do you notice about 3b squared minus 2b? GCF. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so this is b and b minus 2 and b and b minus 2. Okay, now do we have an expression or an equation? If it's an equation, we should be able to highlight the equal sign. Yeah, we have an equation.
Isn't the practically 3b in the middle?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good job. Okay, let me just check. Looks good. Thank you. Okay, equation. We're going to do the same to the left as we do to the right. So I'm going to do fraction busters. Okay, so I need the least common denominator. So the least common denominator has to have all parts represented. Okay, so we have b and we have 3b minus 2. So is that denominator represented? Yes, right there. Is this denominator represented? Yes. Okay, so that is my least common denominator. So what am I going to do with b times 3b minus 2?
combine it?
Ooh, we're gonna leave it in vectored form. Okay, look at number one. What am I gonna do with my least common denominator?
Oh, what's the combine?
I am going to multiply. You know what's funny? I like red. I do not like orange. Let's try this one. Okay, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to multiply b and 3b minus 2 over 1, right? B and 3b minus 2. B and 3b minus 2. Didn't really need those parentheses around the b, but. And just, I'm going to make this go away. So it just looks a little less cluttered. Okay, we factored it out. Then we decided we have an equation. We're going to do the same to the left. Did we do the same to the left as we did to the right? Yep, multiplied the left and the right by b and 3b minus 2. Fraction, that was fraction busters. So the next step is what?
Cancel?
Cancel. Okay, let's cancel in blue. So here I have B on the bottom, B on top. Yeah, we still have a lot left, but that's all I can cancel. B and B minus 2, B and B minus 2, the whole thing cancels. And the whole thing cancels. I really like it when things cancel. Okay, let's bring it down. What do we have left? We have 1 times 3b minus 2. We have just a 4. Yeah, do we see right here? Just a 4. And then we have just, oh, then we have a minus, and then we have just a b plus 1. Yeah, are we good with the canceling part? The canceling part tends to be like everyone's least favorite. Are we okay with what canceled? Now, why did I put parentheses around a b plus 1?
Oh, because it's distributed.
Yeah, do we see that we will need to distribute? If this is a minus right here, you're going to need to distribute, so you're going to need parentheses. Okay, let's clean it up. There's nothing to distribute here, right? That's just a 1. So I have 3b minus 2, 4 minus b, right? Not minus 4b. The 4 did not get distributed. Minus b, and then am I going to have plus 1 or minus 1? Minus 1, because that's getting distributed. Minus 1. All right, so now draw a line down the equal sign. Combine like terms. So we have 3b minus 2 is equal to,
-5 minus b?
let's rearrange this. Negative b plus 4 minus 1, right? That's a positive 4, right? So now when we combine like terms, so this is combine like terms, 3b minus 2 is equal to negative b plus how much?
Oh, +5.
Oh, careful. Plus, what do you think, Isabel? Plus 3. Yeah. Okay, so that was the combine like term state phase. This is the isolate phase. Okay, who's the queen? We could say king or we could say queen. I'm gonna say queen. Who's the queen? Right here. 3b. Okay, that determines what direction variables go and what direction constant terms go. Who should we move first?
Negative B.
Okay, so let's add b to both sides. So we get 4b minus 2 is equal to 3. Okay, up. Can you see how it's like we're on the downhill slide now? This is easy peasy. What do I do next?
Oh,
Add 2. 4b is equal to 5 and divide by 4. B is equal to 5/4. Okay, are we getting better? We still hate them?
yeah, they're long.
Okay, they're long. They're very long. Okay. So guess what? We're gonna come back to number 3. Okay, you're like, don't leave me alone with number 3.
I think with the K2, the squaring part, they're easier for me because you do the diamond, right? Yeah.
There's gonna, yeah, we're looking at this, we're like, I see a diamond in my future. Okay, we're gonna do this one at the end. Don't let me forget. Now, speaking of equations, we have word problems. And one nice thing about Kern Learn is I give you these word problems and I tell you, you need to be able to do these word problems. And guess what? It's going to show up on your test. Not kidding. We don't do a whole bunch of word problems because you don't come see me every day, but you need to be able to do word problems. Okay, and I don't know how to say this person's name. I should have changed the name, but anyway, I'm going to say Anjali. Anjali. Okay, I'm going to say Anjali. If you watched last year's video, I think it was more like Anjali, which I think it's Anjali. Okay, we have Anjali can clean the attic. Oh, don't you wish we had attics? California houses don't really have attics. They have like teeny tiny little
Oh, yeah,
attics.
there.
Yeah, like a big old attic. Okay.
I was scared of them.
A basement. I wish we had a base. Okay, sorry. Focus. Okay, Angelique can clean the attic in 9 hours. Can you see that 1 hour, Angelique can clean 1/9 of the attic, right? If her rate is it takes her 9 hours, her speed is in every hour she can clean 1/9. Paul can clean the same attic in 10 hours. Paul's a little slower. So in 1 hour, Paul has completed what fraction of the attic? 1/10.
I remember this from the notes.
Yes. Now, in the notes, I believe there's 2 different methods. Okay. And I'm going to do the first one. I was just looking at the notes. There's 2 different methods. I do one of them, but the other video was so good. I wanted you to see both methods. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have Anjali's fraction plus Paul's fraction is going to equal 1 whole job. Okay, so we're going to do, it's like the video you watch for the notes where you do 1 whole job. Now, we don't know, what is it that we don't know? Okay, so how long? We don't know how long. So we're going to call that what variable? We could call it X. I'm going to call it T because it's time. You could call it X. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we don't know how many hours. So we're going to take 1/9 times the number. Don't write this yet. 1/9 times the number of hours, right? Can you see that I'm going to write T over 9? Yeah, because she finishes 1/9 every hour. We don't know how many hours, so it's T over 9. Plus, what am I going to say for Paul? Okay, T over 10 is equal to 1 whole job. So Anjali's fraction plus Paul's fraction equals 1. Now, the other video puts the variable in a different place. Let's just do it my way. Okay, so here's our equation. We need the least common denominator. Okay, the least common denominator. Now, we're going to make circles. Do 9 and 10 have any common factors? They don't. There is no overlap. So 9 goes here and 10 goes here. Yeah, so the least common denominator is 9 times 10 is 90. Or you can take the multiplication table, look at the 9s, look at the 10s, and it's the first time they have the same multiple. The least common denominator is 90. Okay, what do I do with the 90? All right, so we're doing fraction busters. So we're going to multiply. Do I multiply top and bottom or left and right? Okay, so the same thing. It's really 90 over 1. The same thing to the left as I do to the right. Yeah, you with me? It's looking familiar. Okay, so next step.
Cancel.
Yes, correct. I'm just going to highlight this. Focus your attention on those two things. Yeah. My next step is cancel. 90 divided by 9 is 10. Oh, look, it's just that 10 right there. Yeah. Not a coincidence. Okay, 90 divided by 10 is 9. Oh, look, it's just that 9 right there. Only when there's no overlap. Okay, so what's the equation? Now, this could be something you would see in a Canvas quiz. What equation comes out of this? Okay, so 10t plus 9t is equal to 90. Now, actually, t is a little awkward because 9t sounds so close to 90, but we're good. Okay, next step. Combine like terms. 19t is equal to 90. And divide. Now, let's go back up here. If Anjali takes 9 hours and Paul takes 10, if there were 2 Anjalis, can you see that 2 Anjalis working together would be 4.5? And 2 Pauls working together would be 5 hours, right? 2 of them. Can you see that I'm expecting somewhere in between 5 and 4.5? Yeah, does that make sense? The answer is going to be somewhere in between 5 and 4.5. Did I just make it confusing? Or does that make sense? 2 Angelis would take half the time, so it'd be 4.5. 2 Pauls would take half the time, so it'd be 5. Okay, let's solve. T is equal to 90 divided by 19. 4.7. Yeah. Very close to in between 4.5 and 5. So T equals not 4.736. And we're going to round to the tenths. 4.7 hours. Yeah, not as bad as you originally thought. Yeah?
Yeah, that one's easier.
Okay. Okay. So Jill can mop the warehouse in 11 hours. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine mopping for 11 hours? Like you can't mop for 11 hours, but This is the way my problem generator just spits out these problems. Okay, can you see that 2 Jills would take 5.5 hours? Yeah. Shauna can mop the same warehouse in 10 hours. 2 Shaunas would take 5 hours. Yeah. Now we're assuming they can mop nonstop, no going to the bathroom, no eating, no taking a break. Okay. Not realistic, but this is the math world. Sorry, my voice is probably like making you feel like you need to clear your throat because my voice is so bad. Okay, let's do the equation. I'm not gonna call it T. I like X better because yeah, this is 2X. So Jill's fraction plus Shauna's fraction equals 1 job. Yeah. So Jill's fraction is X over 11. Shauna's fraction is X over 10. After so many hours, whatever that is, Jill's fraction plus Shauna's fraction equals 1 job. Okay, so step 1, we get to put the equation. Step 2, I need to figure out the least common denominator. Now, think of the factors of 11 and the factors of 10. Do they have anything in common? Just 1, right? Okay, nothing in common. So I'm just going to multiply them together. 11 times 10 is 110. Okay, write the equation. Find the least common denominator. And then, what's my next step? Changing to red? Multiply everything on the left and the right. 110 over 1, 110 over 1, 110 over 1. So next step was multiply. I should put it here. Everything on the left, same thing to the left as you do to the right. Next step. Cancel. That's like the worst for. Okay, cancel. Now that's 110. You could tell that, right? So what's 110 divided by 11? Oh, 10. Where have I seen that number before? What's 110 divided by 10? 11. And nothing cancels on the right. 10x plus 11x is equal to 110. Can I skip to that step? No. When you're taking the test, write your first equation first. Okay, combine like terms. So now we're solving. 21x is equal to 110. Notice these equations are actually easier than 1, 2, and 3 that we did because they only have a number on the bottom. Divide by 21. X is equal to 110 divided by 21. Okay, so that is solving equations. Number 6. How is number 6 different? We're adding. I don't have equations, do I? I have expressions. I don't have an equation. Look, there is no equal sign. Yeah, no equal sign. So basically, I'm adding fractions. Okay, so in order to add fractions, you must have same denominator. Okay, so we must have a common denominator. Okay. Oh, yay, I have a common denominator. Okay, I like these. So 12y squared x, little pet peeve because why are those variables not in alphabetical order? But okay. Now on the top, notice no subtraction. If there's subtraction, we have to be more careful, but there's no subtraction. So I'm just going to combine like terms. 2x plus x is 3x. 4y plus 4y is 8y. Okay, so we just add the tops. Add the top, keep the bottom. Okay, step 3. Can we cancel? Is there anything I can cancel? Okay, let's see. Now, this plus sign unites those terms together as BFFs. There's like really parentheses around here. Can I cancel this 3 and this 12? No, because they are combined with a plus sign. No, you cannot cancel. Now we could look for a GCF. Let's look at the top. Is there a GCF I could factor out of the top? No, there's nothing. Guess what, team? This is done. Okay, we liked it. There was no GCF at the top. And to start it off, we already had a common denominator. Yay. Okay. Now, quick tangent. Photomath. You know what photomath would tell you to do to this problem, this part of the problem? Factor out a 2 and cancel. And then photomath would tell you multiply by 2 to get a common denominator. You guys, is photomath the best thing in the world? No, it makes mistakes. Okay, so no, you do not factor out a 2 and cancel that first term. Okay, and be careful when you're using math solvers. You can use them as a reference, but then sometimes you're going to look and go, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to do it the way Miss Watts has showed me in the review session. Okay, it is a reference. It is not king of math. Okay, this one, guess what, team? On your own. Or you can watch last year's video or request it at the end. Okay. Now, ooh, boo. Number 8. Why are we not excited about number 8? Different denominators. Yeah. Now, least common denominator. Oh, okay. First, do we have an expression or an equation? We have an expression. When we're doing an expression, do we do the same to the left as we do to the right? No, we do the same to the top as we do to the bottom. Okay, so when you see a problem, categorize it. Equation or expression. Okay, we need the least common denominator. R plus 1, BFF couple. R plus 6, BFF couple. I would ask you, but you would probably get it wrong. Do they have a common factor? No, they do not. Because R and 1 combined as a BFF couple. R and 6 combined. R plus 1 and R plus 6 have no overlap. Isn't that tricky?
I
You-
thought you multiply R plus one, like top and bottom on the right side. And you do R plus six and you multiply on the left side.
Okay. Yes. But first, you are awesome. First, we have to see there's no overlap. Okay. So you're just ahead of me. I'm just going too slow for you. The least common denominator is R plus one, R plus six. Yeah. You're like, yeah. Okay. So our least common denominator is R plus one, R plus six.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're at your step. I was just going too slow for you. Okay. Now this is, if you watched last year's video, what you got, what you want. Okay. I don't know if that's helpful, but this is what I've got. No, sorry. This is what I want. And this is what I've got. I need R plus six. So notice it's not same to the left as it is to the right. It's same to the top as it is to the bottom. Yeah, I want R plus one, R plus six. I only have R plus one. Okay, now what's missing here? I have R plus six. I want R plus one, R plus six. What's missing? Okay, same to the bottom as we do to the top. Okay, now are you guys okay if I go ahead and distribute and bring it down? 5R plus 30. If there was a minus sign, it would get more complicated. Plus 6R squared plus 6R. Okay, how we doing? Okay, you with me? Okay. So what do you think I need to do now?
Oh, combine it too.
Okay, let's go through, combine like terms, and let's put them in order. 6R squared plus 11R plus 30 is equal to R plus 1, R plus 6. Okay, now I wonder if I can factor 6R squared wow. I used to go faster. In previous years, we were already starting trig, which that's not good. Okay, let's see if we can factor. Two numbers that multiply to get 180 and add to get 11. Okay, I don't have my notes on this. I don't think so. 5 times 36, 6 times 30, 7, no, 8, no, 9 times 20.
Oh, yeah.
But notice I have all plus signs. 20 and 9, one of them would have to be 11. Can you see that 20 and 9 don't work? Because they're not going to give me a positive 180 and a positive 11. So 9, 12, times 15. 10 times 18. What happened? Oh. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No, we're done. Okay. Notice that was excruciatingly painful, but I checked all of the factors of 180 and this is done. Okay, welcome to big kid math. Like this is big kid math. Okay. This is called, okay, I'm blinking. Complex.
Oh.
This is called simplifying the complex fraction. Okay, so simplifying the complex fraction. If I had 10 fraction 5, what is the answer to that? 10 over 5. Can you see that that's really 10 divided by 5, which is 2? Now, what if I had 3/4 divided by 1/4? I would change it to 3/4 divided by 1/4. And I would go keep, change, flip. Okay, so we have fractions can be written as division. Fraction can be written as division. Okay, and you guys are doing an ed puzzle. I don't know if you've done it yet. I think it's later. Step 1, combine either the top or the bottom. Can you see that the bottom is ready? I don't have to combine it. The top, I'm going to have to combine into one fraction. Okay, so I need to combine the top. Let's focus on the top. I'm going to multiply this by 25. Same to the top as I do to the bottom. And this by x. Can you see that now I'm going to have the same, and I'm kind of ignoring this right now. Yeah, can you see that I'm going to have the same denominator on the top? So this is going to combine into 125 minus x squared over, what's my denominator? 25x. Okay, you with me? Okay, and the bottom we have x squared over x minus 6. Okay, now a over b becomes a divided by b. You're like, what? You just introduced new variables. So now I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, look at this. A over b becomes a divided by b. So this is going to become 125 minus x squared over 25x divided by x squared over x minus 6. A over b becomes a divided by b. So basically this is my a, and this is my b. Okay, dividing fractions easy as pie. Flip the second and multiply. 125 minus x squared over 25x times x minus 6 over x squared. Dividing fractions, easy as pie. Flip the second and multiply. Okay, now, is there anything I can cancel? Can I cancel this? No, because the top one is a BFF couple with the 125 because they're separated by a minus. So messy as it is, 125 minus x squared, x minus 6. And then the bottom, remember that we're multiplying, is going to multiply together to get 25x to the third power. Whew. That's a lot of steps. Oh, there it is. Number 10. I was like, wait, where'd 10 go? Okay, that's the hardest. It just peaked. We just peaked, and now we're going to slide downhill a little bit. Okay, multiplying fractions. Step 1, factor. What's the GCF of 10r plus 15? What comes out? 5 comes out. The 2 goes right there, right? Okay, bottom. What comes out? Three. 3R. And I have 2. Oh, I have a typo. Now I'm going to look at the top one and make sure the top one is correct. Is the top one correct or do I have a mistake?
Oh, you put a 5.
Oh, that's not a 5, that's a 3. Oh, look what we have now. Matchy matchy. Okay. So okay. So we factor, then we cancel 2r plus 3, 2r plus 3. Anything else cancels?
Oh, 3R.
3r cancels with 3r. Now we carefully, and then we go A times B. Well, okay, how do I want to say this? No, I'm just going to say multiply. Okay, what's left on top?
5.
5. And what's left on the bottom?
R minus 7.
R minus 7. Okay, 11. Factor, what is the greatest common factor? Right here. How about 8? Yeah. Now, 8 goes into 8 and 72. And then we take the smallest, right? Because I know the smallest is common to both. And what do we have left? N minus 9. Okay. Okay, so factor, cancel, and then multiply. Anything I can cancel. N minus 9, poof and poof. Okay, anything else I can cancel? Is there anything I'm tempted to cancel? Oh, look how tempting that 8 is. Can I cancel a single 8 with a BFF 8? No. So we have 8n squared over n minus 8. That's a BFF 8 because they're separated by a minus. The 8 on top is just separated by times. Okay. Okay. Number 12 on your own. Yeah, you could do that. You're just going to make a diamond and factor and cancel. Number 13. Let's factor. What is the greatest common factor of 8 and 48? And I'll be right back. Okay, what is the greatest common factor of 8 and 48? 8. Okay, now dividing fractions easy as pie. Now what do I have to do? Okay, so, not cancel. Dividing fractions easy as pie. You have to flip the second and multiply. Okay, so we're gonna have 8x minus 6 over 5x. Change to multiply. Now it's gonna go on top of the second one. 5x on top over x minus 6. That is a BFF couple. I'm going to put parentheses. Oh, here's my favorite part. Now, when you get to this part, don't you kind of feel like, I kind of like this part a little bit? Yeah. What's next? My favorite part. Cancel. Poof and poof. Poof and poof. So what's the answer? 8. Ding, ding, ding. 8. That may be your favorite problem of the day. Yeah? Yeah. That's so doable. So multiplying and dividing is much easier than adding and subtracting. Okay? Which is typically true with fractions. Okay. Now, 14 has a trick. We need to do 14. Is there anything that bugs you about any of the expressions on 14? Okay, but that doesn't bug you. That's easy peasy, right? Okay, so we're gonna go -10, don't forget the negative, and -3. What are two numbers that multiply? Just kidding. Okay, what are two numbers that multiply to get -10 and add to get +3? So +5 and -2. Okay, plus 5 and k minus 2. Yeah, you with me? Now, I'm going to erase the diamond. Okay, but we got the diamond. Okay, is there anything that bugs you?
Oh, it's 2 minus K.
Oh, 2 minus k. Okay. Can you see that we could switch it to minus k plus 2? Okay, so think of it as minus k plus 2. I'm actually going to factor out a -1. And that's going to leave positive k minus 2. Yeah, factor out a -1, positive k minus 2. So, little trick. Now, just so that we could focus, wow, that's kind of weird. It's like flashing just to me. Okay. But don't forget that's a division. Okay. Dividing fractions easy as pie. Flip the second and multiply. So we keep, change, flip. Okay, you could see my brain is a little extra foggy today. Okay, check my work. Make sure I didn't mess it up. It won't let me erase that. Anyway, okay, so I want this to go away so we can focus. So keep, change, flip. What's next?
Cancel.
Cancel. Poof and poof. Now, I would love to cancel those. There's nothing you can do to fix it because I have plus plus and I have minus. No, there's nothing you could do. So I have k plus 5 over k minus 5. So big question is, can I cancel? Wow, that is permanently whited out. Anyway, can I cancel the k's? No, they are BFFs and the 5s, BFFs. Okay, we're going to go back to equations. Sometimes it helps to circle back and do a slightly easier one. So I have an equation. So I'm going to do the same to the left as I do to the right. So I need the least common denominator is, let's make circles. 3 and 2, there's no overlap. There is no common factor. So the least common denominator is 6.
What's for the other kids?
Oh, okay. But this 3 and good, thank you for bringing that up. The 3 covers both of them. Don't do 18. Do 6. You're like 3, got it covered. 2, got it covered. Good point. Okay, so the least common denominator is 6. What's my next step?
Multiply it.
Multiply. 6 over 1, 6 over 1, 6 over 1. This is an equation. We're switching back to same to the left as we do to the right. Next step. Divide. I'm going to call it cancel. You could say divide. Yeah, it's divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. cancel, divide. Okay, now we need to bring down our equation. You're gonna see Canvas quizzes and it's gonna say what equation comes down. Okay, this is a crucial step right here. So what's gonna come down? Do we see it?
Negative 50,
-50 is equal to
10n,
10n plus
15.
15n. Oh, that's a much easier equation. Yeah, fraction busters. So we have -50 is equal to 25n. Divide by 25. N is equal to -2. $16. But there's a whole lot of fractions going on here. And I can't make a Venn diagram because I have too many numbers. But, oh, first, this is an equation. I'm going to do the same to the left as I do to the right. My pen is acting a little bit weird. So I need the least common denominator or least common multiple. So I'm going to do fraction busters and I need a number that 3 goes into, 2 goes into, 4 goes into, and 12 goes into. What is the least common denominator of 3, 2, 4, and 12? And it's not that big of a number. It's not like
1,
that would be the greatest common factor. The least common denominator. Okay, I don't know. So I'm going to make the multiples of 2, 3, 4, and 12. I'm going to look at the multiplication table. Oh, there is no chart of factors right there. Okay, I'm going to look at the multiplication table. The multiplication table for 2, 3, 4, and 12. What is the least common multiple of 2, 3, 4, and 12? Yeah, do we see that it's 12? And I'm getting it from, so I have 2, 3, 4, and 12 right here. Least common multiple is 12. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 4, 8, 12, and 12. 12 is the least common denominator or least common multiple. And I put 10. Okay, what's my next step?
multiply.
Multiply 12 over 1, 12 over 1, 12 over 1, 12 over 1. Multiply. What's my next step?
Cancel.
Cancel. Or divide. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And the 12s over here cancel. Okay, so here's the hardest part. Bring it down. -16n minus 18 plus 27 is equal to 25. Yeah? Did I make any mistakes? I don't have it. Okay, combine like terms. Negative 16n plus how much? 9 is equal to 25. Minus 9. Negative 16n is equal to 16 divided by negative 16. N equals negative 1. Okay, now some of these I said do on your own. I want to do number 3 together because it's pretty hard. Back to number 3. Make a diamond and factor k squared plus 2k minus 15. Two numbers that multiply to get negative 15 and add to get 2. Positive 5 and negative 3. Okay. So we have an equation. We're going to do the same to the left as we do to the right. I need the least common denominator is going to be k plus 5, k plus 3. Okay, we're going to do the same to the left. Oh, wait. Minus 3, sorry. Okay, k plus 5, k minus 3. Okay, do the next step. Cancel. K plus 5, k minus 3, gone. K plus 5, gone. And gone. So I have 1 plus 4, k minus 3 is equal to 5. Distribute. 1 plus 4k minus 12 is equal to 5. Combine like terms. 4k minus 11 is equal to 5. Add 11. 4k is equal to 16. Divide by 4. K equals 4. Okay, kind of messy. But doable. Okay, so number 7, you can do that one. Just don't forget to distribute that negative. Is that the only one? Oh, and number 12. You're just gonna factor, cancel, multiply them together. Okay, are you good on number 7?
Can we have it?
Okay, we're gonna do that one. Okay. Now, what's our common denominator? 18x squared plus 12x.
Oh, do we have to like distribute that one? Or
Yeah.
is it-
So we're gonna have x plus 4 minus x minus 6. And we're gonna need to distribute. So x plus 4 minus x plus 6. Combine like terms. The x's disappear. 10 over 18x squared plus 12x. Okay, next step. What do you notice about 10, 18, and 12?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
They'll divide by 2. So I have 2 times 5, and I'm going to factor out a 2. Cancel the 2's. And I get 5 over 9x squared plus 6x. Now, some of you are going to factor out the greatest common factor of the bottom. Okay, either one is correct. Okay, you could factor out only the 2 that you need to cancel or factor out the greatest common factor. Both are correct and complete. Okay, that is it for today.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too hard.
Good, good. And it was hard just watching the video last week. So, and this needs to go away. There we go. Okay, thanks for coming. Any questions?